What is going on, guys? We can call this the receipt show. So let's kind of get into it. This is it's a title. That's one. Another title, that's two. I'll put them back in the envelopes later. That's another title, three. Another title, four. Another title, five. Another title, six. Another title, seven. Another title, eight. Another title, nine. Another title, 10. Another title, 11. Another title, 12. Another title, 14. So I have 14 titles. I had 16, but I gave those away when I scrapped the vehicles. So let's go ahead and talk about these cars. This is one of the cars that I scrapped. That's gone. This is another car that I scrapped. That's gone. And this is the Porsche. That's gone. So those cars are gone. I don't have those anymore. And this car is in the shop. And this is the finance car. That's the Porsche. Not the Porsche, the Mercedes. All right. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. These are all the cars that are operational. So I've got 25 cars, 26 operational, red folder because it's financed, and this car is in the shop. So I have 27 cars, 26 that I paid cash for. And I've had all kinds of comments about these titles, like I financed all my cars. I financed one car. Now, I show you this not to brag or boast, but to show you that my methodologies, my business training actually works. Because let's go ahead and talk about this. I've been doing some numbers. I have spent $288,000 plus with the $25,000 for the Wells Fargo secured business card. I have spent $313,000, a third of $1,000,000 starting my car rental business. And who else on YouTube is showing you this stuff? They talk a good game. They say you can do this, but who is backing up their talk with actual titles? Who's backing up their talk? Who's actually showing you stuff? You should ask way more of your mentors. You should ask a lot more. Now, I titled this kind of bland because I don't really expect that many people to show up, because it's not a saucy or spicy. I'm not talking about unemployment. I'm not talking about the pandemic. I'm talking about real business principles. And a lot of people check out on that. So 25 cars operational, 1 car in the shop, well, 26 cars operational. And I want to say that I had another moist man in the comments. There ain't no receipts. You only own 2 cars. I have people who come to this channel every day and they don't watch enough videos and they just go ahead and make assumptions. So here's proof that I have. These 26 cars are paid for. And I have 13 more titles coming. I got a lot of tags. So why are receipts important? They let you know who you're listening to is authentic, because there's a lot of BS here on YouTube. There's a lot of folks who are faking the funk. A lot of folks faking the funk. What's up? What's up? Dynamis, this is 100% correct. Because each folder, each car, I have the car, and I also have, I need to write, because see here, this is the Porsche. The Porsche cost me $24,000, and got the GPS and the gas on it. So when I buy a car, I put everything on these folders. Gas and all this, repairs and all this other stuff, right? And no one else is really talking about receipts or showing you guys the fruit of their work. Yeah, Wells Fargo is cool for me right now. I actually sent an email in the corporate papers. Pretty much, Roadmaster, pretty much. What's up, Derek? He rented a car today. To make money. Who is Greenwich? I have to write that down. Grynch. What's going on? So I've been, like, if you're in the corporate papers, let's talk about that. We're going to have a different structure. Yesterday's webinar I thought was really, really good. And I'm not saying that because I did it. I'm saying that because I think it went really, really well. And in that webinar, you have some marching orders, some stuff that you need to do this week, because next Sunday at 5 p.m., we're going to have another webinar that's going to dovetail off of that webinar. The way that I'm doing corporate papers is I'm giving you the foundational structure to build your business. I'm giving you everything. I'm not giving you the glamorous stuff because, during the webinar, we had a lot of people who wanted to do you treat their holding company as an operating company? And I was like, no, 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 we're not going to do that. All right. That's funny. Oh, yeah. And we're going to do that next Sunday, 5 p.m. And essentially, I feel that we're on the point on YouTube where people are pushing back on this BS, this BS. Because here's the truth. Will's cash flow. Let me go ahead and answer your question directly. I have two mechanics that I use exclusively, and they start doing perks and they start knocking stuff off because I send them so much business. If you go ahead and you find someone like me and you treat them well, that's a lot of money for you. What's up? The Market Marauder Show. I would start off with absolutely no capital. All right, let's go ahead and have this conversation. What I showed you with these cars and this cash, this is beyond 99% of America. 99% of America can't do this. There's no expectation. I'm not even talking. I'm not trying to cap like most folks can do this. Most folks can't do this. Most folks cannot even get their personal car paid off, let alone 26 cars paid in cash. They can't do it. So the Market Marauder Show, I would suggest that you start off with $0 and you start developing a marketplace and working on getting some cash flow, because if you can get cash flow from a zero-sum investment, that's pretty strong. That's funny. So we should ask more from our mentors, because, you saw the thumbnail and it was this chick pouring water. And that's what I'm doing. When I'm talking to you guys, I'm pouring water into you. And I take it as my fiduciary duty to be honest with you guys, to be truthful, to be transparent. This is why with the rental car business, I talked about all the bad stuff. I didn't leave nothing out. And a lot of people here on YouTube were leaving stuff out because I am not the only one that this stuff was happening to. I have talked to several people. I talked to two chicks. One worked for Hertz, one worked for Avis. They had this type of stuff happen all the time. Avis and Hertz had this happen. So you cannot tell me all of these Toro hosts are not happening. They're just not talking about it because it's not going to get you views. They don't want to be a Debbie Downer. They really don't. Van Lee, have you ever helped one of your clients with a business model and you said, dang, I should just do that myself? No, that's never happened. That's interesting, but that's never happened. You may need to rent a car. All right, you can go to hire a car. I'm easy to find. But essentially, you guys should be asking more from your teachers, more from your mentors. You should be saying in the comment section, hey, I really appreciate this video. Could you show me some proof? Could you show me some proof? And no one who's being honest, transparent, and real is going to be mad at that. They're not going to be mad at that. But one of the things, also, I need to get to this special announcement. I've had so many people hit me up in email, hit my assistant up, and I had one person who wrote this 5-paragraph email saying, hey, the last time you did this, you gave us a month to get our money together. This time it was like a week. You give me a month, I'll be in. So, let me drop that. Okay. So I did raise the price of the corporate papers, $50. I did raise the price of the corporate papers, $50. So you could get in to the corporate papers 50% off from now until the end of August. It's still in effect. If you thought you missed out, you didn't miss out. Because I thought about it, because the last time I did this, I did give people a month before I changed the price. So I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to repeat that. Yeah, that's never happened. That's never happened. Erica, I get testimonials all day long in these chats. I get testimonials all the time. All right. All right, Roadmaster. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So you guys can get in the corporate toolbox. No, not the corporate toolbox, the corporate papers. Corporate papers, the corporate papers. 50% off. Use the promo code August for the month of August. Now, why am I doing this? I want you guys to win. And I don't want you guys to wait, because this is the thing. The training that we did Sunday is literally going to take the average person a whole week to do. And essentially the training is you're going to get training and you're going to have homework and you're going to have things you have to do. This is how we're going to do the corporate papers. I'm going to drop some training. I'm going to drop some homework. And as you do the homework, this starts to elevate you. This starts to elevate you. Asking for people on the internet. Yeah, next Sunday, because essentially it's going to give me a whole week to prepare the webinar and get it together, because I had some time. And that's the biggest turnout I've had in years. So that Sunday is definitely going to be happening again. All right, Dante J. All right. All right, Rons. All right. Because essentially, this is what we're going to do in the corporate papers. First of all, the whole thing is strategy, because I'm very big on goals. I'm very big on goal setting. I'm very big on writing goals. And essentially, I have gone back, and also in the corporate papers, you get scripted days, which will help you organize your workflow. Very, very important, because essentially, here's the thing. When you start a business, okay, there's so many things you have to do. Like, I don't have my list here, but I got my list for tomorrow halfway written on the things I got to do, because I have so many things to do. If I don't write them down, I'm going to forget something. So go ahead, the scripted days are included in the corporate papers. In the corporate papers. Um, you know, this is my thing. When I do consulting, I'm a professional. I don't really steal anyone's ideals. And also, I have enough of my own ideals that I don't have to steal someone's ideals, because I do have some business concepts I'm going to start after I hammer down the car rental business. But I'm going to work on some other stuff in my space. Sunday worked well. Yeah, we're going to do Sundays. Pretty much, Kevin, pretty much. So the training next Sunday you're going to have to do the training that we talked about this Sunday before you move on to the next step. Because essentially this is how I'm doing the corporate papers, because I'm going to lead you from the beginning. Let's say you're a person who's never started a business, which is most people. How do you do that? I'm going to tell you the strategy, because essentially for this car rental business, I developed several strategies on the fly, and the ones that were garbage, I threw out. And the ones that worked, there's a reason that I have 10 BMWs. There's a reason. We will talk about that and the massive in time. Essentially, I want you guys to crawl, then I want you guys to walk, and I want you guys to run. We're not going to get into advanced tactics when our companies don't have no revenue. That doesn't make no sense. Creating cash flow is a very important thing you got to do. Very important thing. Because essentially what I'm going to do is walk you, because essentially when I sat down and I conceptualized the corporate papers, I thought, what can the average person do? In the training that we dropped Sunday, the average person can do. This is why Dave Ramsey works so well, because a lot of people are critical of Dave Ramsey and his stuff is too simple. There's a reason that it's simple, because the average person can embrace the concepts of the Dave Ramsey steps and do them and start to build confidence and start to win in life. You gotta bring this stuff down to where people can do it. And if you're talking over people's heads or you're mentioning words they don't understand, that's not a good look. It's not going to work well. So with the corporate papers, we're going to talk about, because essentially this is what I do. Like, I have a written goals for where I want the rental car business to be in 24 months. I literally sat down for a few hours and projected numbers, wrote out goals, and just did it, because this creates a roadmap. Like, I've had $40,000 in car repairs. $40,000 in car repairs. That's where all of the money that I've made is gone, to repairing cars. And today I had a light go out on the Mercedes. And when I opened up the hood, I just took it to my guy, because essentially to change the turn signal lights, you may literally have to pull the wheel well out to get up in there. And that's something I don't have tools for. I just took it to my guy. If people can't interpret it, it definitely isn't sustainable. And this is one of the things we're going to do in the corporate papers. We're going, like, essentially, many people kind of wait until the ticking time bomb goes off and the price goes up and they jump in. Don't do that. Go ahead and get in now, because with the training that's going to be outlined, if you wait, you're going to get so far behind. You're going to get far behind. So the best time to get in is now, because let's go ahead and talk about your life. You get in now. It is June. It's August. And we got to talk about August 2022. August 2021. We got to talk about the next year. And if you're actively planning, doing, conceptualizing, testing the marketplace, you're going to be so much farther ahead next August than you are than if you're just playing around. Just playing around. David, essentially, because I looked at Dave Ramsey, I've looked at everyone that has been successful and built huge empires. I would throw Dave Ramsey in that camp. It's because they've created a methodology that people can actually do. Because one of the things, like the strategic holding company, which is part of the corporate papers, I just tell you guys to review that 10 times. And then next Sunday, we're going to get into building your holding company and filing your paperwork and all this other stuff. Because what I've ascertained is, if you go ahead and start your paperwork, get your holding companies, get your EINs, get your business banking, this creates an environment where you can really take off. You can really grow. Because essentially what I'm going to do, and this is the thing, how many of you, let me show y'all something. And this is really good. Franken. Let me see. Here we go. I want to show you guys something. All right. You see these pumpkin heads, right? Now, what do you notice about these pumpkin heads? They look like a Frankenstein, right? But if you will notice that these pumpkin heads are much smaller than a pumpkin. Why is that? This is what they do. They create a mold and they put it over the pumpkin as it's growing. So as it grows into the mold, it creates this Frankenstein head. So essentially, what I'm doing with the corporate papers is building a container that can be expandable. Because these pumpkins, they're very interesting, but they're smaller than a normal size pumpkin because the container is construed a certain way to create this pumpkin head. But the pumpkin can actually grow much larger if it wasn't in this container. So essentially, the framework and the system that I'm giving you with the corporate papers is an expansive container. So let's say you came up with a $1 billion business ideal. The steps I will give you, the container, the framework is expandable. So you will not have a pumpkin head in your business. Hopefully I'm making sense, because essentially what I'm giving you is an expandable container with the corporate papers, with the holding company. So when your business starts to grow and take off, the container can handle it versus being constricted like a pumpkin head. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense. A lot of grown babies in America. What's up? Pretty much, Kevin Davis, pretty much. So essentially, what we're doing, building this framework, is where you can create a massive business because like one of my clients who built this cleaning business that's a multi-million-dollar a year business, she had the right mindset and she actually listened and took these steps because I know some of this stuff may sound super simple, right? But it's important. It's very important that you do this because I don't want you guys skipping steps. I had someone who emailed me and I emailed her the email because I sent out an email to B School for Hustlers students today. And essentially what I was talking about was following those steps because this training Sunday this could be responsible for millions and millions and millions of dollars down the road. What you do today impacts tomorrow. So if you're taking action, if you're strategizing, you're planning, you're putting together things, then tomorrow can be amazing. Because all right, let's talk about this car rental business. So I got people on the internet laughing at me because it's like, man, this is crazy. People stealing cars, people keeping these cars, people playing games. This is just nonsense, right? And I'm showing you guys that because when this becomes beautiful, nobody's going to remember this. When I come on YouTube and say, like, this month we did $150,000 in gross revenue, top line revenue, and then we have an expenses of maybe 20,000, so we had a net profit of 130. Y'all gonna be blown away because you saw how it started. You saw the hot mess that it was. And one of the reasons I did this is to show you guys, I don't know anything about renting cars. I don't know anything about the car business. I've had many people say, oh, you don't know nothing about the car business. I actually said that. I raised my hand. I raised my little paw. I was like, I don't know anything about the car business. But I've learned. I have learned. Glendon, is the corporate papers good for people just starting? Nolan Rice, the corporate Corporate papers is designed for average common folk to win. I designed it that way because essentially, I remember when I was writing my book and my better editor said I needed to take certain words out because she's like, people won't understand those. So I got to make this stuff relatable. I got to make it attainable. I got to make it where you can actually do it. Yardbirds, man. Yardbirds. The ugly caterpillar cocoon stage is tough, but it's all worth it after the metamorphosis happens. Exactly. Because essentially, I want you guys to win, and I feel you guys will win with the truth. Because this is one of the reasons I show receipts. Because how did I get to $300,000? I mean, that's money I made last year. I made that money in 1 year, not several years. It didn't take me like years and years to save that up. So you should begin to ask way more from your teachers. You should be like, look, that was a really good video. I appreciate it. But could you show some proof that this actually works? Could you show some proof that this actually works? And a lot of them can't. Even Graham Stephan has been called out on some stuff. And, it's interesting. It's really, really interesting. But once again, for the month of August, you can get in the corporate papers. And let me say this. Don't wait until the end of the month. Don't wait till the end of the month. Get in now so you can begin building your corporate empire. Funny thing I may have to get me a new laugh mic. I had a video that I did 2 times. I did it this morning. I wanted to release it and it didn't record like the majority of the video. And I think it's the laugh mic. So I may have to buy me a new laugh mic. And this is just some of the frustrations of being a content creator, because when you sit down, I've had memory cards be full. I had the camera shut off me, all kinds of crazy stuff. But I'm going to make that video tomorrow because I'm going to go ahead and get my other laugh mic, and I'm going to check that mic and make sure that it's fine, because essentially it just cut off. And I don't know. And I've had one laugh mic where it just got very staticky. I couldn't do anything with it. A lot of them are going to get angry if you ask them to show proof, and they're going to think you're a troll. However, the ones that are real will not be offended. Pretty much. Pretty much. Yardbirds. I was a 92 Bravo. I was a medical lab technician in the military. And I got out the military and I got a job as a medical lab technician. And I did that in the civilian life. But essentially, you guys need to start really pressing on your mentors, because I would be really suspicious of I am suspicious of a lot of them. I'm going to be honest. I don't look at these guys and go, oh, oh, golly, gee whiz. Oh, wow, you put up a good video. That's some good sauce. I critically deconstruct their videos, and 90% of them are BS. 90% of them are BS. I mean, Graham be lying his butt off. So one of the things that I want you guys to understand is, and let's have this conversation. You can do this. It's going to be hard. It's going to be frustrating. You're going to pull out your hair. You're going to get mad. You're going to be angry. You're going to question your sanity. This is part of the process. Because these other guys don't tell you that. And when you run into these moments, you're like, man, I'm just going to quit. I'm just going to let it go. I'm wash my hands of it. I'm out. Because they're not telling you the truth. And I'm going to tell you, when you hit that point, That is normal. That is normal with starting a business. Every one of my friends has gone through it. And then what you got to do is just push through it. You just got to push through it. Because like these last 3 months have been crazy. They have been crazy, right? And what's going to happen going forward, because August is probably going to be the best month after 3 months. You want to know why? I've learned so much. Number two, I have 14 GPS kill switches installed. Tomorrow I will have 15 because I got another car I got to pick up. And I'm going to have to order some more. But I will have 15 GPS kill switches installed on my cars by the end of the week. And I will have 12 without kill switches. And as they come in, I will go ahead and get kill switches put on them. So here's the thing that I've learned doing this car rental business. The marketplace is brutal. The marketplace don't care how you feel. I got a guy right now who's playing that game because I'm probably going to have to cut the car off because he was supposed to bring it back tonight. And essentially my assistant is off because essentially if the car isn't back tonight, I'm going to cut it off in the morning and just go get it. And, you know, whatever happens is what happens because I'm just sitting there, you know, he's playing that little game because essentially this is what he did. I GPS where he was. He went to the gas station. Then he went home. He was supposed to be bringing the car back, but he didn't bring the car back, which tells me that he will keep this car as long as he can and not pay me. This is the beginning. This is how it starts. Oh yeah, I got you, man. I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it. And it's just like he can't do nothing to me. Ha ha. Little does he know, because he's gonna go out there and he's gonna try to start that bad boy, and it ain't gonna start up. And he's gonna be like, "What happened?" And I'm gonna have to go out there with my hotspot and then turn the car back on and drive it off when my assistant comes to work tomorrow. If I'm ambivalent of my mentor's validity, how do I find new ones who are accountable? One of the things you should do is get into groups. And oh yeah, I'm starting a Facebook group. Give me time. It'll probably be the end of the week because essentially between the hours of 8 and 6, I'm doing the car business. So I find it easier to do the corporate paper stuff after work or before work. And like I said, I tried to get that video done, and 2 times the audio cut out on me. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. Most people would focus on the losses and shut it down in the first month, pretty much. Well, I don't really hate it. I don't enjoy it. But like I said, like once again, he's playing games. And once again, like he has my vehicle. He has the X5, and I'm just sitting there like, all right, tomorrow, if the vehicle's back, I'm cutting it off and I'm going to come get it. And I'm just going to do you like that because, you know, me and my assistant, we're going to be riding. We're going to be riding in the hit squad. We're going to be doing like the hit squad because she's going to drop me off. I'm going to turn it back on and I'm going to drive it off and I'm going to rent it to someone else. That's what we're going to do. Man. I got to say, the first time with the stolen Porsche, that was an emotionally tough time for me because I never assumed someone would rent a car and sell it. Every time I tell people this story, everyone's like, what? They just can't believe it. They rented your car, then they sold it? Yeah. So that was the weak G. That was me being weak because now that I think about it, I shouldn't have sold the Porsche. I should have kept it and I should have put it back up and kept going. Is the Corporate Papers webinar every Sunday? Yes, right now it's Sunday because I had a massive turnout, and essentially it gives people time to organize their week. Once they fall behind, it's essentially a free car to them in their mind, pretty much. And tomorrow morning, it's getting cut off because as soon as my assistant, because I got to look at my sheet of things I got to do tomorrow, but that's going to be on my list. because he was supposed to bring it back at 7 p.m. It's 9 p.m. and the car isn't back. Matter of fact, let me see. Hold on. One thing I hate about this is I got to. Oh, cool. I got to keep logging in and stuff. Let's see. I tell you, the women folk be speeding. Let me see, where is it right now? Because when you locate it, it has to locate, it has to send a signal, and it takes about 30, 40 seconds for it to locate the car. And sometimes it will fail to locate the car, then you get in the dashboard. He at home. He is at home. Because essentially what you can do with the GPS kill switch is like a common location. It records that. He's at home right now. He is at home. He's not bringing that vehicle back tonight. I have a feeling that if I did not have the GPS kill switch, he will be one of these people who would keep my car for 2 weeks. I have a feeling that he's that person, but tomorrow it ends. People love to give advice when they don't have to be accountable for their words. Man, amen, amen, amen. Well, he's bought a lot of cars without a title, and this is the first time he got burnt. You got to be a special kind of ignorant to steal from someone who has your driver's license in person. People don't care, man. People don't care. People don't care, man. They don't care. I recently saw a pocket watching with JT on Joe. He was on O'Shea's channel. He lay at the step viewers need to ask when you think you're in the scam for fake YouTubers. At least you present receipts. Because essentially, I feel that's the least I can do, because I'm sitting here talking all this stuff that you could do this, you could build this business. And, essentially, one of the things we're going to do in the corporate papers is teach you how to build a business, hire people where that will look like passive income. Let me say this again. In the beginning, it will not be passive income. I am about, once I get my first employee, which should be about October, and then that's when I start moving toward passive income, because I will get an employee, because essentially I'm taking notes every day, I'm writing stuff down, and I got to train this person to serve my customers like I would. And I got to hire a person. I got to do a credit check. I got to do a background check, because this person will have access to over $300,000 by October, $400,000 worth of inventory. They will have the keys to this. So I got to actually have someone vetted and background checked. You charge the Yardbirds for the key. Well, once again, Chris, this is the thing. I turn it off, and I don't tell them that I turn it off. I was like, I wait for them to call, or I'll send them a message like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, the car won't start. Oh my goodness. The car won't start? Tell me what? Tell me where it is. Do this. Leave the key in it, and I will come tow it. I am so sorry this happened because those keys are $250 a piece. So the last time I had to use the hit squad, she left the key in the car. My goal is to get them to leave the key in the car, because then if they don't leave the key in the car, even if I have a spare, I still have to buy one, you know? All right, all right, all right. In Atlanta. Man, it's crazy. Well, essentially, they're working on it. They're going through some growing pains. Born Majesty, this is one of the reasons that I don't tell them that I turn the car off. They feel that something's wrong with the car and they ain't paying for it. So they're like, hey, come get your car. So essentially, I take a very confrontational approach to this because I don't want them getting mad and throwing the key away or messing up the car. So I was like, oh my goodness, the car won't start? I am so sorry this happened to you. And then go get my car and rent it to someone else. Do that. Do that. But yeah, it could get stupid. It could get stupid. And that's one of the reasons. Because here's the thing. I noticed that everyone that I had to call the police on that brought the cars back, they always brought the car back in the middle of the night when I wasn't around and dropped it off and left the key under the mat. They always did that because they didn't want to face me. And that taught me something. Do not confront someone. Don't kick a dog when he's down. Don't kick a hurt dog already. Let them have a little shred of dignity. And, because my whole goal is to get the car back and to get the key back. Bump all that other stuff. So essentially, but if you want to be part of the corporate citizen clique, go ahead. I'm going to put, after this video drops, after this live stream drops, I'm going to put the promo code. And like I said, don't wait to the end of the month because you're going to miss a lot. You're going to be so behind. So this is the time for you to get in now, because this first assignment, it's going to take you some time to do. But see, here's where you get successful: doing the assignments. Because this is something like, I got this. After the live stream, I got to do my task list and my scripted days for tomorrow. I got to figure out some time when I can go down there and get them arrested. Because essentially, my time is very, very valuable. Very, very valuable. Because essentially, like today, I'm working on a new Toro strategy that worked out like gangbusters today. And we will see how it works out going forward for the month of August. Because that will be in the car rental course that I'm going to create. And I'm going to tell you, I'm just saying, if you're doing hire car, you're going to need the GPS kill switches. Toro, you can kind of get away with it because for some reason, I've not had any of these issues on Toro. Not yet, but I'm ready. I'm locked and loaded. I'm ready. I'm ready for it, because it can happen. But with the corporate papers, this is for the average person to win. Because I'm giving you game. Let me show you something. I don't know. I will have to do that a little later because I know Alphabet is a holding company. I know that Berkshire Hathaway is a holding company. Johnson and Johnson. Let me just do this real quick. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is a holding company. I think Coca-Cola is a holding company. Donnie Film, what you need to do is look at your email box because I guarantee you I sent you an email. I guarantee you I sent you an email that's probably going to answer your questions. Deanna did added all the people who got missed last week today, and tomorrow we'll work on it. Grandmaster Troll Racing. Why not rent exotic cars? Wouldn't it hire? No, no. Exotic car rentals have more clowns, more yardbirds. There's a reason that I am not buying a Hellcat. You know what people do with Hellcats? They use the launch control and they peel out, and this destroys the tires. Not really. Um, I'm going to say Chris Evans. I don't have enough information to answer that question because right now I know where the car business will take me. I anticipate getting the six figures next August. From this August to next August, I'm looking at getting the six figures per month. My ideal with the car sales is to buy one car and sell it and just keep flipping that money and see how that goes. So I don't really have a understanding because once again, I don't know anything about the car business. I will say it's kind of fun buying cars. That 740, that's a sweet ride. And the day I had to take the Mercedes to my guy because the turn signal it's all this little stuff like turn signals going out, pressure. It's all this little penny ante stuff that you have to handle because when you hand this car off to someone, you don't want them having all these lights on the dashboard. So, it gets interesting. PepsiCo is a holding company. He owned 40 brands, used to work for him. Black Pill Ned Stark, thank for the $5 super chat. So essentially, I'm going to focus on the car rental business and I'm going to sell cars part time because essentially, I might get a cash car that I can sell to someone. I can buy it for 5 and sell it for 7. I'll do that. So we will see. But back to our core conversation tonight. You guys should be questioning your mentors and teachers. You should be asking them hard questions. I feel that we're going to be back there in October. The repo man will be reaping again in October. I feel that's going to happen. I think that's going to happen. But once again, you got to understand the process of building a business. And this is why I say the things I say about the YouTubers. I was watching this guy and he made an excellent point. Like, drug dealers are good business people. And he said that is some BS. And I've been saying that for years. Just because, all right, I want you to think about, what is a drug dealer? He sells something to someone who's addicted. They got to have it. It's an easy sell. You want to get high? Here's some drugs. I got you. Very easy sell. But once again, you guys can get in the corporate papers. And like I said, don't wait. Because like I said, the training Sunday is going to be very important. And the training that's coming this Sunday, and essentially you want to be in before 4:30, because I will send because essentially I'm learning to send multiple emails to let people know when the training is happening. I got to set up that webinar and stuff tonight, and we will get into the training. Drugs sell themselves, pretty much. And essentially, don't wait to get into the corporate papers until the clock starts ticking. It's like, oh, he's going to raise the price. Let me jump in. You want to get in now so you can start, because I want you to think, I'm going to be honest with you. You're looking at a year or two. Even with the corporate papers, even with me giving you the inside scoop. This is the reality of starting a business. But I can tell you it is well worth it. This happened this weekend. I ran into my ex, and I was driving a Porsche, and I've lost weight. And she was just like, "You're looking really good. I see you got the Porsche." I was like, "Yep." I went ahead and I treated myself. I got the Porsche. And she was looking at me with sparkling eyes. It felt good to know that I had transcended that point. We had a nice little conversation. I don't hate her. I don't hate anybody. But once again, after this goes live, I'm going to put the link below, and you guys will have all August. Today is the 2nd. So you got 29 days to get in the corporate papers, and I advise you to get in now. Get in now so you can start working on your future, working on your greatness, working on your corporate empire now. Because I like the Sunday webinar format because more people can be there. So we're going to do this next Sunday at 5 p.m. and you want to be in before 4:30. So I can send you an email and make sure you're there, because this training is going to be very different. It's going to be very earthy. It's going to be it's going to be some stuff that you can embrace and wrap your hands around. All right. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. That's the grind, man. Charles Finley. That's the grind. You got to work your job, and then work your part-time job, your business. That's what you got to do. But I'm here to tell you guys, like today, let me just share you my day. I bought another car today. I got a car from my mechanic today. I rented 2 cars, both long-term renters, 7-day renter, 5-day renter. And I was busy all day. I deployed my Turo strategy, which worked really well. I got to see what's going to happen with Turo, because essentially I'm renting the Mercedes like once a week. The last 3 weeks I've rented it out every week. So we got to see what's going to happen this week. And I kind of finished up my day about 7, and then I started this live stream. So the day was really productive. We got a lot of stuff done. Oh, moved into my new office. I got to take a check over there tomorrow. In the new office, essentially, I have the extra keys here. I need to move the extra keys to the new office. And once again, whoever I hire is going to have access to all this stuff. They're going to have access to the kill switches. They're going to have access to the keys, and they're going to have access to the app. So I got to hire someone. I got to do a credit check. I got to do a background check. I got to make sure I get me a good person. And I may have to go through 2 or 3 of them. I don't know yet. So one of the things that like I said, because I had all kinds of haters up here talking about I was financing cars. Does this look like I'm financing a car? This is a title. I mean, honestly, I could go to Title Pawn. What could I get for this car? I could probably get $10,000 for this car if I went to Title Pawn. I've got like $300,000 worth of inventory. And it's important to share this stuff with you guys because this is real business, making real money, and we're setting stuff up. We're setting stuff up because, even Erica showed you her trucks. A lot of these fake YouTubers show you nothing. They just talk a really good game. That's all they do. They don't show you no receipts. They'll show you no proof. They show you nothing. I mean, I actually have a business that provided me $300,000 in cash that I could use to buy these cars. And I mean, to be honest, I could spend more cash. There's another car, because my plan is to get one more car this week and then chill until September, October, and then get past all these repair costs and all this other stuff. Because I had a $1,400 service done on the BMW today. So we get past that. Oh, I will always tell the truth, man. I will always tell the truth. Because essentially, here's the thing. If you're operating on the truth, you guys can be great. Because essentially, I used to be homeless, man. I didn't know all this stuff. I learned all this stuff. It took some time. It took some years. It took execution. And you can do the same thing. And the thing is, it's just going to take time. You're not going to do this in a few weeks. You're not going to do it in a few months. But if you look at, okay, I'm here this year and I'll be there next year. If you look at it that way, you're going to have a better chance of being successful because you're taking a more practical route. But if you're like following all this microwave YouTube advice where you like meet Kevin, he needs to be slapped into a coma. When he made that video, invest $100 a month and retire in 7 years. It's complete and utter BS. It's complete and utter BS. You know you can invest $100,000 a year for 7 years and not be a millionaire. $100K. And I'm just sitting there like, these people, they be doing their things. They be putting stuff out here. They be talking about stuff. But essentially, you get the real stuff here because I showed you the titles. I have 27 cars and I've got 13 titles, which means that I have to get 14 more titles. Anyone who's paid cash for a car knows that it takes a while to get your titles. It takes some time to get your titles. And I've had all kind of yard birds talking about, the truth comes out. He's financing these cars. Let's have this conversation. You can be what you think you can be. And what I mean by that is if you think that you can be a millionaire and you're willing to put in the action points of being a millionaire, you can become a millionaire. But it's not going to be fast, it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be something with a minimal effort. You're going to put in the most effort you put into your life because essentially I'm gonna miss some stuff. I like buying cars. It's kind of addictive. I'm just sitting here. Once I buy this other car, I'm looking to buy this Mercedes GL 550, and then I'm gonna chill for about 2 months. I tell myself that. I probably won't because that 740 it's nice. And I was in the Mercedes today. I took it to my mechanic because we got to replace the turn signal. Because essentially, when I raised up the hood and saw that I used to have this Nissan Stanza, and you could just reach down in there and pull the bulb out and put the new bulb in, right? You couldn't do this with this car. Essentially, that sucker's tucked in, and I'm going to need a mechanic to get into it. So, and I got the blue BMW back, which is rented out tomorrow. And tomorrow, I wrote on my sheet on my scripted days that I'm going to rent out 3 cars. I've not had any requests, but we will see. We will see. That Mercedes is fast. It's really, really fast. It's a fun car. And hopefully I will, because essentially this is what's been happening with Turo. I get someone that rented Thursday and they leave Sunday. And essentially, I don't really like that. I wish they would keep the car from Thursday to Monday because essentially what happens is that I can't chill on Sunday. So we will see what happens this week because I got a lot of cars back today and we will see what I get in terms of requests this week because I got people who say they're waiting on cars and we will see if they're really waiting on cars. But for those people who join the corporate papers, the car rental course is probably going to be the best car rental course on the internet. And I'm going to tell you why. I have started businesses based upon customers spending money with me over and over and over and over. On Turo, I've got 3 people who have rented cars multiple times. See, once you get someone to rent or pay you money or buy from you, it's easier the second time. It's even easier the third time. I recommend 1 car. I mean, let's keep it a buck here on the internet. Most folks cannot come up with $300,000 to get in the car rental business. That's just unreal. The way I'm going to design the car rental course is how you start with 1 car and you scale up from there. And we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. But yeah, I would recommend you start with 1 car, 1 paid off car. And also with the platforms, you got to look at, like with Turo, you can't put anything over there over a certain age, and it can't have certain miles on it. If a car has like a ton of miles on it, you can't put it on, like over 130, you can't put it on Turo. And that's one of the things that kills me because when I'm looking at cars, I'll see these cars like 2012s, 13s and 14s, 150, 160,000 miles. I'm like, can't buy it. Can't put it on Turo. I can put that car on Hire Car. The BMW I bought today is mostly for Hire Car because essentially what I'm doing is I'm getting a lot of people who are renting cars from me because their car's in the shop or they need a vehicle. Let me see where Mr. BMW is. Let's see if he's home. Because essentially the software will recognize where they live. It will tell you that this is home point because this is where the car is. The car constantly goes back to the spot. And the algorithm is so smart, it can realize that this is where a person lives. It is super, super smart. Yep, dude is at home chilling. He's at home chilling. Let me go ahead. Let me see how much his house is. I'm being nosy. I'm being all kinds of nosy. let's see. The house is 253,000. Oh, he just bought this house. House was sold 6/24/21 for 253. Just bought it. The internet, man. The internet be telling all your business. The internet don't care. The internet be telling all your business. All right. So once again, in parting, you guys can get in the corporate papers, 50% off. I raised the price up a little bit. And you can go ahead and do it. And I'm going to put a link into it, and I'm going to write a little thing. Essentially, I'm not going for those clickbait. You know, the thumbnails I put up for a reason. I want to attract a certain type of audience, right? And that's why I don't have certain kind of thumbnails. So I appreciate that. Yardbirds, man. Yardbirds. Okay, so I'm gonna check out. It's like 9:41. I got a little prep work to do for tomorrow, and I will see you guys in the next one. You guys have a good night, and I will talk to you later.